welcome back to Who Needs a Superhero? It is Chapter 8, Spider-Man, Safe for Service. This is Part 2, Superhero. Know how? Okay, here we go. With Uncle Ben's death, Spider-Man learns slowly and painfully what most superheroes grasp intuitively and immediately. For instance, the Fantastic Four. In their first issue, 4 American would-be astronauts have crash-landed on Earth after an ill-fated attempt to become the first humans in outer space. They walk away from the ruined rocket miraculously uninjured but heavily exposed to mysterious cosmic rays. Within minutes, their bodies demonstrate the incredible effects of the radiation. Johnny Storm bursts into flame. His sister Susan becomes momentarily invisible. Reed Richards discovers his limbs have been elastic and stretchable. Ben Grimm, the gruff pilot of the rocket, turns into the monstrous figure of tremendous strength. When the shock subsides, Reed Richards suggests that the foursome consider the implications of their superpowers. Before Richards can get very far, the irascible Ben Grimm, soon to be known as the Thing, interrupts. "You don't have to make a speech, Big Shot. We understand. We've got to use the power to help mankind, right?" I don't know why I did that accent for him. Anyways, the foursome has just walked away from the rocket crash uninjured, survived potentially lethal exposure to radiation, and received formidable abilities in the bargain. Both blessed and empowered, they understand the gifts they've been given. They know they're called to give something back to the world. They resolve to use their powers to aid others. The Fantastic Four's origins follows a particularly common comic book pattern: the process of the Peril Power Promise. Here's how it works. Our hero faces a crisis that threatens to destroy him. Instead, our hero emerges with superhuman abilities and vows to use them for good. Christian life follows a similar path. The initials differ for the steps in the process, but the pattern is nearly identical: sin, salvation, service. Compare the process. Christians know humility is locked in struggle with the power of sin, a force as wild and ruthless as the Hulk. No best effort will win the battle, and neither personal goodness nor wealth nor success can save us. Only the truth will set humanity free. The truth that our need and trust of God's love offered in Jesus Christ. Like Superman, Jesus left his place in heaven and came into our world to take his stand beside us. If we have faith in Jesus, we know his gracious death and victorious resurrection saves us. And by this we understand 2 things that even Superman cannot deliver. Christ has saved us from something, namely sin and death. And Christ has saved us for something. For anyone who's ever wondered what, the answer is in those words spoken by the Fantastic Four's Grimm, aka the Thing, after his own salvation from death. Years ago at a convention, I asked Fantastic Four creator Stan Lee to write a short speech in his own hand on a piece of Marvel superhero stationery. I later framed those simple sentences and hung them on the wall above my desk, where I read them often. Unvarnished reminder that bears repeating. of how Christians should use the gifts of God. You don't have to make a speech, Big Shot. We understand. We got to use the powers to help mankind, right? And this is the end of part 2. Thank you much for tuning in. And next part will be part 3, of course. Being good and good for something. Anyways, remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and comment. And have a great and wonderful day.